Sister Silvery, once again, it is a pleasure being here with you, having these discussions on the topic of parental alienation. And of course, this program is made possible by the Parental Alienation Awareness International Network. And one thing that, of course, parenting is the styles of parenting, which would contribute directly to parental alienation, which is whether it's a person who's being alienated and they would try to, let's say, influence the child or be a part of the child's life, or the parent who is doing the alienation and is trying to erase the other parent from their lives. There is, of course, the matter of the upbringing of that child. Now, from your experience with dealing with people who have problems as adults, then you can see where the influence of the parent is sometimes a major part of the problem. Can you tell me how the parents, let's say, approach parenting, and in what way can they improve?
Very good. Nice question. So yes, we do have a parenting issue, and this is generally, because I have seen that from a more general perspective, parents today are not really trained on how to bring up their child, how to speak to the child, what kind of attitude I should have towards my child. Because there isn't even this awareness that I am talking to another individual. Because even though this child was born to you, he has his own mindset also. He will have his own talents, his own skills, his own specialities, his own values and virtues, which will be totally different to the parents' one. Because everyone have a mind of their own. They may not think the same way. So here you have this child in your home. You're taking care of, you're bringing up a child. And so this child has the age to go to school, for example. And if the child going to school does not have, let's say, or is not showing all the ability to be very productive or very intelligent in the class, as a parent, no parent should be telling the child, well, you are not good. You are of no use. You are dull-headed. Things like that. These kinds of vibrations and these kinds of attitude towards any child, or anyone for that matter of fact, is not one that will help a child in no way. Each time this child hears from a parent, I am not good, what starts happening in the mind of this child? He will eventually start thinking that I am not good. So what are we planting in the mind of this child? If your child go to school, and let's say he did not pass with all the marks that you expect him to pass with, and he bring home his report card or report book, what you call it here in Trinidad, and you are seeing that, okay, your child did not do well or very well in school. So you as a parent, what is your duty? Are you going to tell this child for the rest of his life that you are no good, you are dull-headed, or you are dunce, you're not good for nothing? Are you going to fill your child's mind with this kind of thoughts? No, that should not be so. As a parent, you have to understand that no child was born with any mental problem in such a way that he is not able to study. Every individual have a lot of potentials. They have their own intelligence. They have their own values. They have their own skills and talents. And if they are in the right environment, they will be able to use these talents and these specialities. Means it will be able to emerge, to awaken. And you could see that, oh yes, every child has their own speciality. But if this child is being put down constantly, then even though he will have his own specialities and talents and virtues and skills and whatever, because he is being suppressed by this negative thinking of the parent, means that parent is not allowing this child to use his talents, his skills, his specialities the way he should. If the parent, instead of saying, well, you are no good, you always make these kinds of marks, this one or someone else, the neighbor child is better than you, you are not seeing the potentials of this child. A parent should be motivating, encouraging, which means if the child did not make well or do good in school once, a parent's duty is like this. Okay, this time you did not do well, but I'm sure you could do better. Motivate means you don't repeat the weakness of the child. Motivation means I put in that child's mind all the positive thoughts possible, which means you're telling the child that, you know, you have a lot of skills, you are very talented, you have a lot of potentials, you are special. And if you use these skills and talents and specialities and values that you have, you could do very well. So what you are planting in that child's mind, that child will start thinking, my mother say I could do it. I could do it, I will do it. And I want to tell you from my own personal experience. You know, I belong to an institution where we try to live the values, you know. And our seniors, they observe all of us. They look at us, they observe, and they know each one of us very well. So maybe they don't tell you directly, you know, they will not talk about your virtues and your talents and your skills directly to you, but they will say it, you know, to someone. And so I overheard my seniors saying that I am always very punctual, I am always very competent. Competent means whatever I am told to do, I made sure I get it done. So I always get these positive compliments from them. Now each time I get a positive compliment, which means I know that this is the way they think about me. I am very punctual, for example. Then, since I know that this is the way they see me, then in order to fulfill that role, I have to be punctual no matter what. And so by simply looking at someone's speciality, someone's virtues, and let's say you are filling, or you are giving power and attention to that virtue of that child, you remind the child that this is who he is. He is a bright child. He is a generous child. He is a kind child. You tell the child of the positive qualities that he has. And this is what he will learn, and this is what he will grow with. So each time you tell that child, well, you are a very beautiful child, you are kind, you are generous, you are loving, you are filling that child's mind with positive thoughts, positive energies. And so when he keep on hearing those kinds of praise and positivity, this is what he will start living with. On the contrary, if you keep telling a child that you are no good, you always make a little bit of marks, you are dumb or you are whatever, negatively, what kind of seeds are you planting in that child's mind? A kind of dejection and rejection. And so any child that feels rejected by a parent is a child that feels unloved. And once a child feels not loved by any parent, when that child go outside, he will start searching for the love and attention that he needs. And once children in the home is not getting the love and attention that they need, then they will go and they will demand it outside. And this is what leads to a lot of bullying, as we know. And that could be another topic.
Now you say the child seeks love. Now, to different people, love is something different. People who are raised by parents who are, I'd say, domineering, people who are controlling, parents, that they might think that to be controlling is loving. So, can you define what you mean when you say to love the child, and that if they don't get it home, they go out seeking love? So what will the child be seeking?
Very good. So every child needs love. Actually, everybody needs love. But children mostly needs that kind of attention, needs a kind of, let's say, acceptance and appreciation. Remember, they don't know everything as yet. They're growing up. So whilst they're growing up, they need to be taught, how to live, let's say, how to be with your friends, how to treat other people. But do you know that you don't have to teach a child how to love? It's a natural instinct in them. It's a natural quality of a human being to love. But after growing old, they have to learn how to love. I travel a lot. So sometimes you see in the airport, two small babies, like now beginning to walk. And they will see another child who may not be of the same race. They have different color. But these little babies did not seek color. They just see another baby like themselves. And they will walk up to the baby and start touching and playing. And they will start playing as though they know each other a long time. No discrimination, no difference of color, race, nothing. But just love playing out there, if you should say so. These children could grow up without any kind of difference of opinion, accepting each other, if an adult don't tell them, don't play with that one, or that one is black. And this is how the child starts learning and starts not appreciating others. It's one aspect. But love is such a power that if you see your child showing love to others, you should allow that child to continue giving love. If you love your child, then love is such that you will not put any condition to your child. And mind you, controlling definitely is not love. If you really love someone, whether it's your child or even a spouse, you would want to see that one happy. And for that one to be happy, that one needs to be free. Freedom is a form of love. For example, if a husband trusts his wife fully, totally, he knows that there is true love in this relationship. That true love will naturally have trust in it. And if you trust your wife, wife trusts husband, husband trusts wife, there will never be any kind of controlling in that relationship. The control comes when there isn't that sense of trust. I don't trust my wife going out with anybody. So then what I'll do? I start control her. She cannot go out without me. It means there is no trust there. And if there isn't trust in the relationship, it clearly shows there isn't true love in that relationship. Because where there is true love, there will be trust. And where there is trust, there is freedom. None will try to control another. And the same goes with your child. If you love your child, you will want to see that child grow beautifully. And so, you will not tell that child, do not share your lunch with the other children. Do not share your pencil and your crayons with anyone else. Don't let this one touch your things. No. Little children growing up does not know what is ego, what is greed, what is attachment, what is envy, what is jealousy. Do you know that? They don't know what are those vices or anti-values. They don't know those things because they were born pure. Pure means they know how to love. Has any mother ever say that they had to teach their child how to love? No. Love is a natural instinct, a natural quality of every human being. And so babies are born with that loving nature. They are born and they have the sweet nature until something happens and that is destroyed. But no parent never had to teach their child how to love them. Children naturally love their parents. But if that love then turns to attachment, or if there is controlling power in that relationship, which means you know that your child loves you no matter what. So because he loves me so much, I'm going to keep him with me, which means I'm going to control him the way I want. Love and control is two different concepts. Love and control cannot go together. If you love someone, you will want to see that that one is free. Control means there is no love there, but there is attachment. And where there is attachment in any relationship, attachment brings some sort of sorrow, some sort of suffering or pain. Where there is true love, there could never be sorrow, there could never be pain, there could never be suffering. True love cannot bring pain, sorrow, and suffering. True love. But if that love is mixed with some kind of attachment, possessiveness, and control, then that relationship will have sorrow and suffering and pain. So, two different things, love and attachment. It's not the same thing. Once your relationship has sorrow, some form of pain or suffering, it means there isn't love in that relationship, but there is attachment, possessiveness, or control. So, with these few words, I invite you to a short meditation where we can reflect on what we just heard. And so for the next few minutes, I'm going to take my attention within. I'm going to think about myself. in my most purest form of love. And in that form of love, I accept and I appreciate everyone for how they are and what they are. I am not going to control and be possessive of anyone, but because I love, I accept, and I appreciate everyone for who they are and what they are, I allow those individuals to be free. They should be free to be who they need to be, who they want to be. And I should not be an obstacle in anyone's life. I am not here to control anyone, to tell anyone to be the way I want them to be. But on the contrary, I allow everyone who I love to be who they are meant to be. Be it my husband, my wife, my child. Everyone have a role of their own, have their own specialities, their own talents, their own skills. And I, who love that one, help that one to grow in a loving, in a peaceful and pure environment by not creating any negative thought towards the ones I love. And so I allow love, acceptance, and appreciation to grow from me towards those that I love.
Ampex Limited, networking societies for a better future.